It's Eric here, and I wanted to show off what everyone was curious about, which is the new Ancestral support gem linked to Flickr. This is my level 94 Terminus Est Flickr character. I had some pretty insane stuff lying around on standard, so I decided, let's try it. Let's throw all of this in and see if Flickr is my go-to guy. So right now, as you see, I'm running Flickr with damage on full life support, mainly because I'm using Adziri's Acuities, Legacy Adziri's Acuities, I might add. Pierce critical strikes, Fortify, just because we're using Abysses. The old Abysses with 200% melee crit multiplier, or, well, close around that. The enchant helps with generating Frenzy Charge. It's not the top enchant. The top enchant would be increased Flicker strike damage per Frenzy Charge. So that's why I'm using Fortify in conjunction with this. Multi-Strike, this is, or was the go-to guy for Flicker. And elemental damage with attacks. But wait, why don't I have any form of splash? Because I have impact. It's smaller, it's not as noticeable, but for me, I decided to do this and have another damage link to my Flickr. You'll have to excuse the way the character looks. It's simply because, well, all of my NTX are right now in Abyss Lake. So, let's see. Right now, the quality on Ancestral Call support gives you increased attack speed. Let's see what happens. So my tooltip with Herald of Ash and using Assassin's Mark on a Blasphemy, my tooltip is 16.1. Wait. 17.1, right? If I move this in instead of multi-strike, 19.6. Huh. Interesting. It's probably one of those things where if you math it out, it's not exactly as big in terms of damage, but let's see what happens. I'm gonna be running Shaped Spider Forests. I'm gonna be running 2 of them. And what I'm actually focusing on, I'm actually just going to right click and not stop. I don't care if I die, I don't care if I don't die, whatever. The purpose of this video is simply to just test out to see what's going on. Right? So right now, let's try with the old-fashioned way of using multi-strike here. Let's go ahead. God, this is so slow. I didn't bother using a movement, anything. I literally didn't. I was like, who cares? This is just like, you know, a demonstration video. I just put this character up just to use in POB, more or less. Like, I literally didn't bother with anything, so that's why it's gonna be painfully obvious. Hold on, I think the sound is a bit too high. Alright. So as you can see, there's a lot of jerking around, a lot of movement involved. Your character goes random ways. You might open a breach like 2 screens away, and then you're gonna be yanked into the other corner of the room, or, well, the map. It's I don't know, as much as I enjoy the concept of Flickr, look, I want to get back to the big guys, and I don't know how to do that. It's impossible. With bearers, this becomes very risky. With corrupting blood, it also might become risky. You never know when you're gonna land on a pack of them, and because you land quite a bit of hits, quite a big number of hits, they're gonna, you know, stack up pretty fast. So right now, just everywhere, like no stop. Man's pretty hot. Let's see what we can do about this. I'm just gonna go to the boss room. Look at this. This is a perfect example. It's just not nice. You know what I mean? Look, if I had like volatile dead right there, and I would have stayed in the same area, it could have landed on me during my Flickr shenanigans, right? It's just risky. As fast as it is fast, it's just pretty risky and for no discernible reason. Just try to find the boss here, see what happens. The boss uses Detonate Dead here in this map, So anything that's big and dies, I just want to show how clunky Flicker is. Anything that's very big and dies, she can detonate to very, very powerful effect. Wow, the damage is also pretty lame, to be honest. Might have been building this guy wrong, I don't know. Alright, so that was basically the version of multi-strike. Let's have a quick demonstration with this new Ancestral Call thing. By the way, notice that my multi-strike is only level 16. The Ancestral Call is only level 14. I just ran out of GCPs, so I can't really quality it up for you guys. But even with a lower level, it still has quite a bit more to offer so far from what we've seen. Right? So it does more tooltip damage. I'm not sure if this translates into anything else. Let's do a fortune. I'm hoping for breach or beyond, simply to see exactly how well it behaves. The favor the brave thing. All right, so let's go. Remember the jerking, yeah, that we had in the first map. Ah, gentlemen, I think we have a winner. Ooh, it's slightly more manageable. Slightly being the operative word here. Still a lot of jerking, but less of it. It's almost like your eyes won't hurt if you're watching this. By the way, give Flicker a chance. Flicker is extremely fun to play. But when you watch it, if you focus on the character, you're gonna get seasick really fast. So just, give it a chance. It's not as bad as it looks. This is using some pretty edgy gear, right? Like, not very optimized in terms of the jewels that I'm using and things like that. But it has some pretty okay gear, I would say. Stuff that, you can probably put together for the most part in a couple of months. Like, I'm not exactly using headhunters, I have it somewhere, but I just don't feel I don't feel like this should become an even riskier venture of sorts. See, so it does these hops like boom, 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 like you noticed there. Yeah, like that. But it feels better. Have no idea what it's gonna do for the boss or boss damage. Technically, from what I've pieced together, it should not work against the boss, as in the other guys are supposed to be targeting um, a different attack. Also says here that it doesn't work with minions like we care. Moon Temple. I have never seen those maps. I have no idea what those maps are like. We're gonna find out in about a week what maps are good to run, what maps have good, decent layout. Alright. Alright, so for bossing purposes, pretty lackluster. However, everything around it dies pretty effectively. If you noticed the Enticer of Rot that was summoned here, yeah, you noticed that as soon as he popped, the two clones of mine that were spawned using the skill started attacking it alternatively. And I don't know, like for single target, you can always just use another Terminus Est. You don't need to have the 6 link in the weapon. You can have it in the chest and just, switch to a different Terminus Est, like just weapon swap or something, and you can have Molten Strike or something better there. Well, I hope this answers your questions, guys. And I hope this was informative. If you're curious about anything else, let me know. I have a bit of gear on standard. I can test out things for you if you want me to. Peace out. Oh, and good luck in the biz.